Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Chrissy and I am the owner of Sugar and Spice Glitter Co. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you all how to create a fabric tumbler and pen using Quick Coat by Counterculture DIY. So before we get started with today's video, I have a really exciting announcement to share with you guys. If you watched my last tutorial that released last Friday, then you would have heard that we had just hit 25,000 subscribers on this channel and I was absolutely blown away. Well, my friends over at Counterculture DIY have decided to partner with me to bring you all an exclusive giveaway here on YouTube. I'm really excited to announce that we are going to be giving away 25 bottles of Quick Coat to, 25 winners here on YouTube. So if you want to enter that giveaway and win yourself a free bottle of Counterculture's DIY Quick Coat, then you will see the link to enter the giveaway in the description down below. So with all of that being said, I'm going to show you guys how I created this fabric tumbler and pen set. So if you're excited, if you want to know how I created this set using Counterculture's Quick Coat, then keep on watching. So for today's tutorial, I'm going to be using a 20-ounce skinny tumbler. I had to show you guys a preview of this organization because I just love it. So anyways, I'm going to grab this 20-ounce skinny tumbler from Craft Haven. We're going to go ahead and prep this bad boy. Yes, you always want to prep your cups. So I sanded, spray painted her with a flat white. I'm also using a brand new Bear spray paint. So far I like it. Once it's spray painted white and completely dry, we are going to move on to the process. So you're going to need your Counterculture Quick Coat, a nice smooth paintbrush, and your fabric of choice. The fabric I'm going to be using today is this really beautiful patterned fabric. I got it from Sumoy Shimmer Shop. I'm gonna have them linked in the description down below. I got them off of Etsy and I'm totally obsessed with all of the fabrics that she has. Yeah, so I'm gonna have her linked down below so you can go ahead and check out her shop. She literally has everything and they're amazing. The fabrics I like to use are a cotton lycra blend. They have a bit of a stretch to it, so keep that in mind when you're ordering fabric. Some people like to use straight cotton. I like to use the blend. I feel like, I don't know, it's better to work with. These tumbler fabrics, the ones that I purchased anyway, they come pre-cut 9 by 15 inches, so that's what we have here. As you can see, we're gonna have to trim off about 5 inches of this fabric. So what you want to do is place your cup in the center of your fabric and kind of eyeball where you're going to need to trim off. And once that's done, I'm going to add my ruler to help me create a line, straight line going down so that I can cut it off with my scissor. Now I am going to be leaving about a 1-inch overlap here. I'm trying to line up the pattern so that it looks very seamless and that there's not a noticeable line. Some people like to try to line up their fabrics so that it doesn't overlap. For me, I feel like it opens and pulls away as the fabric dries with the sealer. So it's definitely personal preference, and depending on what kind of pattern I'm using will determine how much of an overlap I use. But yeah, in this case, I'm going to be using leaving about a 1-inch overlap. So now that I have that piece of fabric cut off, I am wrapping again just to see where I want that fabric to line up. You always want to double check, make sure that you know exactly how you want your fabric to line up. I like to keep the fabric nice and taut. And again, I'm going to close up that fabric, take a look at how I'm going to position it so that when I start to apply the Quick Coat, I know exactly how I want it wrapped, how I want it to look. So there you can see how I have it, and it pretty much looks like it lines up evenly. So now we're going to open up the fabric again and start to apply the quick coat onto the base of the cup. Now I'm going to open up the bottle of Quick Coat. The bottle that I have has this really cool twisty top. That's something additional that you have to purchase separately. I don't think that they include it in the order. They may have started to, but I'm not 100% sure on that. If your Quick Coat doesn't come with a nozzle like this, and you can always just pour a little bit into a medicine cup, and then paint it on like I'm doing with your paintbrush. But because I have this special nozzle, I'm using it and squirting it onto the cup and then using my brush to smooth it out. So I'm going to be working in small sections at a time. I'm applying the quick coat to about 2.5 inches of the surface on the cup, and then I'm going to pull that fabric onto the cup, and then I'm using my hands to smooth out that fabric so that there aren't any wrinkles. You can also see that I'm pulling the fabric from the bottom side so that it stays nice and flat and even. Once I apply that piece of fabric on there, it's about 2.5 inches, I'm going to turn the cup over and apply another line of quick coat, and then I'm going to again brush that with my paintbrush, and I'm going to make sure that I go under that fabric just a little bit so that it covers and adheres those areas of fabric that's gonna be placed onto the cup. So as you can see, I'm kind of running my paintbrush under that fabric slightly where I had adhered it previously. So now I'm going to take that fabric again and then wrap it around. I am holding it firmly, pushing against the fabric to smooth everything out. Now, normally, the way I used to do fabric tumblers is that I used to use Mod Podge. That's how I taught my mentors in my Patreon and exclusives group. So this is a newish technique to me, but I wanted to give it a try and yeah, do a video for you guys showing you all how to use it. Counterculture actually reached out to me and said, hey, I've been seeing all of those fabric tumblers that you've been doing lately. Did you know that you can use quick coat to create a fabric tumbler? And it's supposed to be a lot easier because it's more liquidy than Mod Podge, and so you don't need as many coats. So I said, let's test it out, and I loved it. And so now I'm sharing with you guys how to create your own fabric tumbler using quick coat. So as you can see, it's pretty straightforward. You're just going to be using your quick coat as your adhesive for your fabric. Now, once you get to the part of the tumbler that you are going to overlap that fabric, I am trying to smooth out the fabric again, and I'm going to start applying that quick coat underneath the fabric where they overlap. So now I'm going to gently pull that area where the fabric overlaps, and I'm going to apply another line of quick coat. Now you want to make sure that you get this part really good, and we're going to brush it on again using that same paintbrush, and I'm going to smooth it over the area of the fabric where it's going to overlap. So I'm going to make sure that I have a really good amount of quick coat here. You want that fabric to stick on to itself really, really well. As I'm pulling the fabric over, I'm keeping it pretty like taut and tight. You don't want to overstretch your fabric because this is a stretchy fabric, but you do want it to be nice and firm. You don't want there to be any like bubbles or wrinkles or anything underneath, because then it's going to look sloppy and wrinkly. So now I am applying another line of quick coat over that seam, and I'm really now going to go in with a top coat of quick coat all over the entire tumbler. And you want to make sure that your tumbler is wet with quick coat. So you may need to go over it a few times to make sure that it is really coated in this product, and you are going to be able to feel it with your paintbrush. Sort of how when you resin over a cup that has glitter and you can tell where there are no spots of glitter that don't have resin, because when you glide your finger over it kind of feels rough. It's kind of like the same concept with quick coat and a paintbrush over the fabric. You know that you've covered that area because your paintbrush will glide over it smoothly, versus when it is dry over the fabric, you'll be able to feel that it's a little bit harder to brush your paint over than it would be with the quick coat. So hopefully that makes sense. The only difference between using Mod Podge and Quick Coat, for me anyways, is that with the Mod Podge, it's easier to apply on the top coat just because you can see it. You know, Mod Podge is white, but it does dry clear. And quick coat is just clear altogether, so it can be a little bit harder to see where you've applied your product. So just make sure that you are working in a really lit area, and yeah, you go over a couple times. So I go over my cup about 2 times with quick coat just to make sure that it is really covered and sealed with the quick coat. Once I'm done sealing it, I'm gonna leave the cup just the way that it is, with the excess fabric on the top and the bottom of the cup. I'm gonna let this cup dry for about a half an hour. You can also speed up the drying time by using your heat gun. And then we're gonna come back and we're gonna move on to the next step. So we're back now after the cup has dried for about a half an hour, and the fabric where it overlaps the cup should be on the stiff side. Because the quick coat is dried on the fabric, it's a little bit harder, which makes it easier to cut with your scissor. That's why I like to leave my edges on when it comes to trimming, because I feel like it's a little bit easier to trim off the edges when it has that seal on it than when it's soft. So as you can see, some of the top part of this one was a little bit softer than I'd like, so it's a little bit harder to cut it off. But once I get down to the area where it's a little bit stiffer because of the quick coat sealant, it'll be easier to cut. So I'm just going to take my scissor and trim off that excess on the bottom, and I'm also going to do the same exact thing on the top of the cup as well. and the cup look like after we've sealed the fabric and applied the glitter. Once we've let that fully dry, now I usually let this sit for about 24 hours. The next day, we're gonna go in, we're gonna brush off any excess glitter that may be on the cup or the pen. As you can see, I'm using a dry brush to take any of that excess glitter that's on the fabric there. Once I've done that, I do go outside and I seal this all in with the Krylon clear coat sealer. So again, I'm brushing off any excess glitter that may be on the fabric of the cup. And once I'm done, I'm going to show you guys the what sealer that I use. It's this Krylon Color Max Clear. Take it outside, spray the cup and the pen down really well. Make sure they're sealed in and fully dry. And yeah, now we're going to go ahead and apply the resin. Here is the pen with the resin coat already on it. And now I'm going to apply the first coat of resin onto this cup. Now I have 30 ml of Counterculture DIY resin. I'm going to spread it all over the entire cup. Now I was holding the camera with my hand. I'm sorry. So that's why I kind of just doused it on. I'm using one hand to spread it. But yeah, we're going to spread it nice and evenly over the entire cup. Here you can see this is what it looks like with the first coat. And you are going to finish this cup using about 2 coats of resin to seal everything in nicely. If you have to sand, do a very light sand, but then you're pretty much done. Both the cup and the pen took 2 coats to finish her, but here they are, and I hope you love them because I absolutely adore this set. I don't know if I can get rid of it or sell it, but if I do plan on getting rid of it or selling it or doing a giveaway for them, you'll definitely know about it in my Instagram or my Facebook group, so definitely check those out. I also have another announcement to make at the end of this video, so keep on watching. I want to thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed learning how to create a fabric tumbler using Quick Coat by Counterculture, then give this video a big thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, then go ahead and do that now. Don't forget, if you want to win your very own Quick Coat, there will be a link in the description down below for you guys to check out and enter. Before I end this video, I wanted to say a big congratulations to Amy Lynn and Jennifer Bear, who are the winners of my Fabric Tumbler Challenge that I held inside of my mentorship and exclusives group on Facebook. If you guys didn't know, I do have a mentorship and exclusive program that is available via patreon.com. There will be a link in the description down below where we have fun challenges, lives, giveaways, discounts, pre-orders, and a whole mess of fun things that go on inside of that group. I love it so much. It's such a close-knit family, and I go live in there a lot. And as you guys know, I also do Tumbler challenges. So congratulations to Amy. I wanted to showcase her tumbler for you guys to see the amazing fabric tumbler that she created with the Harry Potter theme in mind and disappearing footprints. Amy also is the owner of a Little Bear Designs Co. So if you do not follow her on Instagram, here's her IG handle so you can go ahead and follow her. I will also have a link in the description down below as well. Jennifer Bear created a really awesome donut tumbler with a cool drip on the top. I'm going to showcase that right here. And if you want to go ahead and follow her on social media, you can follow her at New Creation Crafts on Instagram. And all of the links to their profiles will be down below as well. Thank you guys so much for watching my video, and I will see you next time.